Hi everybody, Father Rich Jasper from Immaculate Conception and St. Jude's in Elkton and North East, Maryland. We are beginning the first full week of Lent, and because of that, as you can see, I am wearing the official purple sweater of Lent, so this sweater will be with us throughout this entire first week. Today is Monday, February 23rd, and we are in the Gospel of Matthew. Chapter 25. This is actually a beautiful passage. It's a long one, so I'm only taking a little part of it for our reflection today. If you get some time and you want to certainly take this particular chapter of Matthew 25 and read it in its entirety, because it has a beauty to it, but also a challenge for us as disciples. So Matthew writes in chapter 25, Jesus said to his disciples, "When the Son of Man comes in his glory, and all the angels with him, he will sit upon his glorious throne, and all the nations will be assembled before him, and he will separate them one from another, as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. He will place the sheep on his right and the goats on his left. Then the king will say to those on his right, 'Come, you who are blessed by my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. A stranger, and welcomed me. Naked, and you clothed me. Ill, and you cared for me. In prison, and you visited me.' Then the righteous will answer him and say, 'Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you drink? When did we see you a stranger and welcome you, or naked and clothe you? When did we see you ill or in prison and visit you?' And the king will say to them in reply, 'Amen, I say to you, whatever you did for one of these least brothers of mine, you did for me.'" I tell the story quite often. It was one that happened in my early days of seminary. My best friend and I, we went out for cheesesteaks in Philly. And apparently this cheesesteak place was an incredible place. I had never had them. He loves it. So we both go, we get these cheesesteaks. We're going to take them back to the seminary. And as we're driving back, we stop at an intersection where on the island at the traffic light, there was a person struggling with homelessness and addiction. And obviously he was asking for some help. So my friend who was driving rolls down his window and he says to me, "Here, give me your cheesesteak," and hands my cheesesteak to this particular gentleman. But what ended up happening after he feeds him, he said to the gentleman, "What's your name?" And the guy told us his name, and then he said this, he says, "I have stood on this street corner for over 7 years, and not one person has ever asked me my name." And I think about that all the time, because I think at the heart of what Jesus is saying here, this whole sense of when you feed, when you clothe, when you visit the sick, when you go to the prison, what we're really doing is we are saying to those persons, "I see Christ in you." And that's a beautiful understanding of what Jesus is challenging us to do. Every interaction we have really should be that we're going into people's lives and saying, by the grace of God at work in me, I can see his Son in the person standing in front of me, no matter who they are. And yes, we should, in a very dedicated way as Christian disciples, really make an extra effort to reach out to those who are really struggling. And if I may, let me just suggest this as well. It is certainly good to give to charities. It is certainly good to give to those who are in prison or hospitalized or in nursing homes. All good. But sometimes the people that need us the most, the ones who are thirsty, the ones who are hungry, they're thirsty and hungry for our love, and they live under our own roof, or they're in our school, or they are people that we work with, that we see every day. And sometimes they just need us to give them the love of Christ by the way we interact with them. So maybe the challenge of Lent, and again, I love that this is coming so early in our journey, because it really is the question, how will you live your Lent? This is really Jesus saying, find the ways that we can see another person, no matter who they are, and recognize their dignity, their holiness, their beauty as a child of God, and be in their space to say, I see you and I love you, and I will feed you in whatever way the Lord is asking me to do. So be open and find your person, because you never know how you'll end up feeding them, even if you lose your cheesesteak. God bless you.